That'd be a frustrating one for you. I mean, you looked so good throughout the first half, and then the tide really felt like it turned in the midfield, in particular, out of the centre square. How did you see the change in today's game?
Yeah, frustrating is a good word. Yeah, it was. Yeah, we got smacked. We got smacked in the centre bounce. I don't know what it was, about minus 16 or something, and I reckon half those might have been the ruckman grabbing it and kicking. Half our clearances was the ruckman just grabbing it and kicking it out of there as well. So, yeah, we got beat in there, and then off that they got the game played in their half, and I thought their defence, particularly in their last quarter, even in the first quarter, they were able to pin it in their half, or in the second and third quarter, and we got a bit of speed in the ball. We were able to get it out of there, even when we lost the centre bounce. We were able to get the ball into our half, and when we got in the forward line, we looked dangerous, but we just didn't get it down there enough.
What were you trying to do to change it up in there? Obviously, you know that's happening up in the coach's box. You try and mix it up, and Samo came on there for a bit. What were you trying to do to get a change in outcome there?
Yeah, we changed a few things. We changed hit zones, we changed personnel, our structure in there. It was often the secondary bobble too. It was the ball went in and they might have got their hands on it, but it was their ability to get it then to the outside. We tried a couple of little things around the square as well, trying to give support for the stoppage on the inside. So there was a few things tried, just none of them were successful. They were just too good in there.
On the positive side, Harry Mackay, how did you rate his performance today?
I thought he was good again. He's obviously, when he runs and jumps and puts his hands above his head, it's a long way up. So, I thought he gave us some good contests. I thought at times we got a bit stretched ahead of the ball, and particularly late in the game when they were able to slow us down. I thought our forwards probably got too far away, and then when we lost it in the middle, it made it harder for us to defend. So, I thought at times our forwards could have squeezed the ground a little bit higher until we got speed in the ball. But once we got speed in the ball, I thought our ball movement and the opportunity and looks our forwards got, whether it was in the air and the talls got it to ground and then the smalls went to work, I thought the balance between the two was quite good.
Cooper started the third quarter on the bench. So is he still carrying something? Was that a form thing? You're trying to change up the centre square? What was the story there, can I ask?
No, it's more just getting everyone through there. We've probably got a bit more depth going through the midfield at the moment. He probably got stuck off due to the rotation a little bit longer than we'd planned. But no, Ed Curnow started the game off there. Sam Walsh is going to do it at times. Zach Williams is going to do it at times. So we're just starting to get more guys going through there. And we'd like to think we don't rely on one player in there and they all take their turns. And to be honest, going forward, we've probably got quite a few inside mids, and we're probably going to need to rotate a little bit more through half forward and inside the square than we have in the past.
How's he travelling, the captain? Is he fully fit? How are you rating his season? Is he having the impact in there you're after? The whole year, he's started slow. We all saw that when he was carrying a little bit. He's had some really good. I thought his last quarter last week was outstanding. Got us going. I thought a couple of his first quarters have been. He probably hasn't put the 4 quarters together, but he's not alone there. That's our team right now. Putting 4 quarters together is a real challenge, and I think Sam Walsh and Wiedering are probably the guys that have done it consistently. And we need more guys. It's a weighted numbers thing, and at the moment, we haven't got enough players, and as a team we're not playing 120 minutes of the game of footy, and you get away with it at times against some teams, but against the good teams you don't. And we saw that today. The Bulldogs, when they got the run on late, they scored, they got the ball pinned in their half, the score goes against you and you lose the game, so you need to be able to play 120 minutes.
What about Zach Williams? Is he still labouring after having that concern, the injury concern?
Yeah, I think he hurt something today. I don't think it was bad, but it was something. I saw him limping around for a little bit and he came off. But the message up the line was he was okay. But I'm not sure. There was an incident today where he was limping for a bit, but I think it's okay. I don't even know what part of the body it was.
So what are you going to do this week, Dave, to try and fix this midfield issue? It's obviously going to be front of mind for you to sort out the centre square clearance stuff. How are you going to approach it this week? Oh, look, the guys will get together, they'll assess it, and they owned it. They put their hand up post-game and said it wasn't good enough. But we'll work on it. It's sort of, that was this week. You probably want to look at it over a bigger picture, not just react to 1 week. But right now we've got to get better in there. And we're coming up against a team who, watching yesterday, they were beating there. And I think you're going to have two teams really fired up, competing hard in the centre square. But I wouldn't put it just down to that. I wouldn't say that's the only story of the game. There's lots of other areas that we did some well, and there's still a lot of growth in this group. We're not there yet. We're not a top team at the moment because we don't do it for long enough. There's still learning to go on, and we've got to get better.
These trends in games that seem to be a trend across your couple of years at the helm. They kicked 8 straight. How do you stop that? I mean, do you need to find a way to sandbag games, just stop the momentum, that sort of thing?
Yeah, we tried a few things last year, and we're still talking about different ways. Today's was they got field position and pinned it in there. It's pretty hard. We played an extra behind the ball for a little bit. It is a bit of a trend. I think we've got to keep working together as a group, and it's probably ability under pressure to continue to play to our way and our instinctive, and we're probably slowing the ball movement down a little bit too much at times. So teams go, "I'll hang on to the ball and chip it round." Or for us, often that's when teams pin us in their half. They win the contest, they get in a half, and we go too slow. And so it's a real balancing act. It's a fine line between, if there's an option there, taking it quickly and then controlling the ball around and keeping it out of the opposition's hands.
Is it an on-field leadership thing as well, or is it mainly from the box, do you think, or is that everything?
Oh, we're all in it together. We're in it together. We've got to find a way to be more consistent throughout the games. We look at big runs and big quarters, but even there's other times where teams get a run on and you can see it. They don't capitalise in the scoreboard, and there's times when they do, and they kick big goals. And today was one where they got going sort of late in the third, and then we sort of held for a bit, and then they went again in the last. I thought they were just too good for us in the last.
Seen a few of those top sides this year. Where do you think the Dogs sit amongst those?
Oh, they're very good. Look, we've played a few of them, but they're different. I think one of the challenges playing the Dogs is they play slightly different to a few of the other sides. But no, they're very good. Obviously, they've got a couple to come back in as well, which will make them even stronger. But they've got a good balance of midfielders that use the ball and some key targets down in the front half. They're a good team.
3 and 5. Now, David playing the top team this week, so you're under the pump a little bit. How are you tracking compared to your team's the club's expectations? You said you're on record. You want to be a finals team, but is it starting to slip away?
Oh, I don't think so. I don't think so. Are we where we want to be? No. We want to be in a top 4 team and give yourself the best chance, give yourself a second chance going into finals. So that's where we're going. I have confidence that we'll get there, but we're not there now. It's as simple as that. We've got to get better. We've got to get a bit better in the contest in certain times, and we've got to be able to probably set up a bit better defensively. I thought there's also some good plays where we just didn't finish the plays as well going forward. Some kicks inside 50 early in the game. We look like we're out. So I think all 3 phases of the game is still a work in progress. And, right now we're not good enough. It's as simple as that.
Likely to get any back for Melbourne? Are you likely to get any guys back next week?
From injury, I don't think so. We've got a few guys playing VFL that will sit down and have a look at that game. I saw a little bit of it, but I haven't watched it closely enough yet. So we've got some good depth at the moment, but it's finding our best combination, our best 22.
Jack looked emotional on the bench. You know, he's had a terrible run of luck. I think everyone sort of feels for him in a way. He obviously failed the concussion test. How much do you feel for him? He's struggling to get a run at it at the moment.
Yeah, he is. You feel for any guy. Like at the end of the day, you want to play footy, even training. You don't want to be in rehab. You want to train. You want to be part of it. And these guys invest a lot, not only when they're at the club, but their decisions they make away from the club. And yeah, it's an interesting one. When you don't get those full pre-seasons in, they seem to be the guys, for whatever reason, in my time, the guys that don't get the full pre-season seem to be the unlucky ones and the unfortunate ones. So it's about trying to prepare yourself well in the off-season, give yourself every chance. But when you've got having operations or you've got niggles, it makes it harder. And right now we've got a few guys we'd love to have out there every week. They're not, but we've got the next guy will step up and we're comfortable. We've still got a really good squad to pick from, and we'll field a team next week we think will be really really competitive and go out there expecting to win.
On a more positive note, do you feel a touch vindicated in terms of Eddie's performance? Sort of, there were a lot of doubters, but he's shown him a bit.
I don't really give a stuff what everyone says about it. I'll pick the team. We'll pick the team that we think's going to win. And look, we've seen what Eddie's done. We don't just this training form as well and you see what they do at training. And look, every week we're going to pick the team we think is going to take this club forward. One, to win that weekend, and also to take us to where we're going to. And I know our fans will probably get frustrated. Some will, but I've got a lot of confidence in this group. It's going to take time. We can see it's not happening as quick as we would have loved, but I still think we're on the right path. I think we've got quality people. We're growing as a group, and I have a lot of confidence in where we're going. As frustrating as some might say, I'm not going to sit up here and just lie to you. I'm going to tell you what I think, and that's how I feel.
What did you think of that goal that he kicked? He probably had time to grab it and snap it, and he's just had a ping out of midair and it's gone through.
I'll be honest, I don't love when they kick it off the ground when they can grab it and pick it up and do it. But I learnt when I coached Eddie at Adelaide, sometimes you got to let him play. And when I first started, I was grabbing him for reviews, and I learnt very quickly. Some players, they just see the game, and you've got to let them play. And we want to play an instinctive style of football. We want to be tough and aggressive in all three phases of the game, but we also want to be instinctive. We want to play a game that allows players to show their strengths, and whether that's Wiedering winning one-on-ones or Cripper winning contests or Harry getting the job done as a forward, we want guys to show our fans what they've got, and right now we just got to do it more consistently.
All the best, mate.
Thanks, Thank you.